Cool. So the recording is started now. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Sri Shaktivel from Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari. That is the south end of India. And exactly, I have around 10 years of experience in MySQL environment. I started my career with MySQL at 2015, December 13. So it is almost 3 days to complete 10 years. uh, and I completed my MySQL certification at 5.6. I'm planning to do one on MySQL 8 as well. And I worked on different companies, mostly support-based companies. I started my career with MyDB. Then I worked 2 times at Percona. I worked at PhonePe, Vitabase. Yeah, apart from PhonePe, most of the companies I worked on the support-based company. There I had the opportunity to handle multiple customers and multiple environments. Okay, fine. So now I'm completely doing the freelancing work, doing supporting some MySQL projects, and I'm completely getting into this training also. This is my fifth batch. Previously, I was doing 4 batches. To be honest, fourth batch is not completed yet. I added the people from fourth batch to this batch as well. So this is actually the mix of fourth batch plus fifth batch folks. Okay. Uh, Cool. I am running on. Actually, I have written blogs for different sites, and I'm running on YouTube channel as well. Yeah. So this is about me, and how this course will be is. So most of you may already aware of my YouTube channel, and you already aware of my videos how I am posting there. So let me also give some information. So this every sessions will be completely hands-on. I'm just not going to create some slides and not just explaining that. So every scenarios, everything, even whether it is setup or configuration or some workload simulation, debugging something, everything I will try to create the scenarios in the terminal, and we will try to solve it in the session. That is how the session will be. So this will be the complete hands-on practical sessions, and it will be recorded and it will be uploaded in the drive. So you can go through the on daily basics. So you can go through the recordings on daily basics, and whatever questions you have, or while practicing, if you have any error or issues, I would say just post in the group, and let's other to try to solve it. And if something whether we are not able to address in the group, we will try to figure it out in the screen sharing session, or in the next class before we start. We will try to address that. Okay. So I'm expecting a engaged MySQL. I mean the group and the batch. Okay, and that is what I'm looking. And this is about some information about this course, what I am using and what I would recommend. So mostly,
Sorry,
yeah. Hello,
Mahesh here. Is it possible to share this one Zoom password?
Zoom
Actually,
password.
yeah. In fact, actually, you send that WhatsApp group that right link. But if I'm trying to connect from my laptop, it is asking password.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Mm, yeah, so passcode, can I tell that? Hello, Magesh.
Yeah, yeah. Can you
Yeah,
please tell me?
yeah, 074.
Seven four 074
090.
09.
Is that working?
Yeah, it's working now.
Cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah, let's
Okay.
continue.
I think many guys are.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's continue with this. Okay. So what I would recommend is at least have one lab set up on your laptop. Maybe what this is something from my recommendation. Maybe you may figure it out something better. But this is what my recommendation. So if you are using the Mac OS, I would recommend to install the ORB stack. So this is like a very good tool to create and manage your VMs with the different architecture. You already aware that Mac OS, that ARM thing, you are not able to create the. I mean, you are able to create the Linux machines, but still, the you were not able to install the packages with the repositories, all these things, right? So with the ORB stack utility, you can create the machines with the x86-64 architecture also. So it will be really helpful. You will you can manage it on the UA as well as you can manage it on the terminal as well. Okay, so I strongly recommend this tool for if you are using the Mac OS. And for the Windows, of course, VMware. And if you are running the Linux OS, I would recommend Vagrant plus VMware. I think even in the Windows also, in the Windows terminal or PowerShell, you can configure the Vagrant, I think. Vagrant plus VMware, you can set up to easily manage, create, and manage your VM environment. Okay. And if you are struggling with VM, I would also recommend to create the AWS or Google Cloud free accounts. There you can spin the machines for your testing. Okay. Just let me know if you are struggling on any of this, creating the lab environment for you. Just let me know. I am ready to help. Whatever I can help, I can definitely do that. I'm not much over on the Windows environment, but still, we can try to figure it out together. Okay. And so mostly we will use the Ubuntu server 22 for our testing and MySQL latest version. That is 8.4.7. Mostly this is the version we will use. And based on the requirement, let's say if you want to see something on the different OS like CentOS or Red Dot or Debian or whatever, you want to see something on different environment, that is also we will try to address by creating the OS on different environment. Or maybe you want to do something on 10.8.0, you want to see something on 8.0 or whatever, we can just let me know, we can do that. Okay. And I would strongly recommend to keep watch the release notes. I will tell um who to all of you, so you will get up to date of the upcoming release and what is the changes and what is the bug fixes. All these things you will get to know from the release notes. So I will share the you can just do search MySQL release notes on the Google. It will take to you on landing on that page. I will also share the link post our session completed. Okay. And I will strongly recommend to practice the daily classes. Go through the recordings, practice the class, and post whatever issues or questions, whatever you have in the group, so that I mean, when we are practicing something, it will be really helpful for the learning, right? So have the lab setup, practice the thing. Okay. And yeah, during the session, I would recommend to mute yourself. So previously, initially, I was allowing people to ask the questions during the session, but what how it went is like it was taking very long time to complete that badge actually, because when we started to figure answer the questions, even that 1 hour or 2 hours completely gone. Like we were not able to complete the topic. So better 1 hour or 1.5 hour. Let's go to the topic what we are trying to do on that day. Once that is done, maybe at the end of the class, we can have some 15 minutes or 30 minutes of QA sessions to address the questions. Okay. And yeah, as I mentioned, post your questions I think in the group. So let the group to be active. Okay, so this is about the instructions I will provide about the course. And regarding this time change, I also heard few of the people's a little bit are not comfortable with this timing, but most of the peoples are comfortable with this timing. So what I would say is let's go with this timing only. Maybe later uh, we can try to figure it out together if any other time will work. Okay, maybe I am also trying to finish this batch within 2 months. But so maybe we will have some weekend sessions also. But I'm not confirming that based on this how it is going. Because there will be huge, right? We have a lot of topics to have cover. So I'm not sure whether this weekly 6 hours means like monthly it will be around 25 hours. 25 2 months it is 50. So maybe some weekend we can plan something around 4 hours batch. If everyone agreed, we can try something that as well. Okay, fine. So this is about the instruction I have, and now let's go to to the MySQL. Why MySQL? Okay, so this is so you already have this MySQL history when it is invented and who is handling. I mean, who is developing the MySQL now? So all these details you can just go through that Wikipedia and can get those details. Yeah, earlier I was doing that as well, preparing the slide. But yeah, so let's start from here. So maybe you have some doubts whether learning the MySQL DBA course, whether it will be helpful for you or not. Maybe some of you have that question, right? So I would say still, I mean, we have MySQL is very famous. Like we are using worldwide, lot of bigger companies and very smaller companies, most of the companies are using MySQL. Uh, E-commerce sites. Yeah, I given the example here, right? These are the top companies like YouTube, Netflix. These companies are using, and whenever it comes to the e-commerce startups, small applications, they mostly prefer using the MySQL. But yeah, to be honest, I would say now Postgres is also getting boom. So I would I would recommend when you are having the knowledge on MySQL as well as Postgres, then you will be the top on the job market. Okay, so learning the MySQL and Postgres will be really, I mean, keep you on the top of the job market. You will easily get the job. So I would also recommend to learn the Postgres. It is, yeah, that is to be honest. Postgres is also getting boom. So MySQL is good for the workloads like OLTP environment. It can handle large data set, everything. Postgres also helpful to handle the bulk workload like analytical thing and OLTP environment. OLTP and OLTP both side that Postgres will sign. Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay, that is apart. Um, why MySQL is like MySQL have the strong community. Let's say if you want to learn something in MySQL, you have lot of blogs, you have lot of YouTube videos, you have lot of in web like web discussions, a lot of contributions are happening. The community is very big for MySQL. Everyone like you may find lot of informations about mostly all. If you see, if you are trying to see the same thing for the other database, I am pretty sure you will not find that much information in the website. But when you come to the MySQL, you will find. lot of informations in the website. Coming to the blog or YouTube related videos or the Stack Overflow discussions, community discussions, Slack channels. There is lot of things you have in the MySQL. We have one MySQL community Slack channel. I would recommend everyone to join there. So there you can speak with the experts, like whatever questions, doubt you have, you can directly post there. You can directly communicate with the MySQL community people and the experts from the Oracle, all of them. Most of them already you might be there, but I will share the invite in our group. Just try to join there. Okay, fine. And MySQL, like why MySQL is like MySQL is supported for the, it is completely supporting the transaction in the technical wise. It supports the foreign key, multi-version concurrency control engines as it complete. These all things we will cover in deep when we come to the topic. Each topic we will address all these things. Okay, so no worries about it. Don't get confused. So this is just a high level points I'm just putting here. That's it. Okay, fine. Now this is something basic, acid, right? You may already aware, but let me quickly explain this. So acid means we know that atomicity, consistency, isolation, and the durability, right? So what is acid? Atomicity means a transaction is all or nothing, which means you know the transaction structure, right? For example, the one single select statement is not the transaction. For example, the transaction will have begin and commit. Otherwise, start transaction and end transaction, right? The transaction structure will be something like this. But in between this begin and commit, you may have multiple SQL statements. SQL 1, SQL 2. Okay, this may be the select, insert, update, again one select. Okay, so within the transaction means that is not the single SQL statement. It can be the single SQL statement or multiple SQL statements. Okay, so what atomicity is telling, let's say uh, this select is completed, insert is completed, but this update got failed. Here it got failed. Okay, this both are okay. This is okay, and this is also okay. So what atomicity will ensure, all the sequels within the transaction should complete, otherwise everything will be rolled back. Okay, so which means when the select and insert is completed, but there is some, this update got failed, manually someone killed or whatever, some reason this update got failed. In this case, what happened, this insert and sell, this will also roll back. Okay, so once this transaction should complete, entire SQL statement should be completed, then the transaction is completed. In between any of the, one second, let me admit, any of the SQL statement is getting failed, then the entire transaction will be rolled back. So why this is important? Because let's say there is one simple example. If money is deducted from one account but not added to the another account, see, which means there is one update, let's say here, instead of update, okay, I am sending money to someone. So there is some, let's say my account, I had 10,000, I am sending 5,000, so it should be minus 5,000. At the end, my account, I will have 5,000 rupees, right? In this case, within the same transaction, to whom I am sending the money, their account also should be added. Let's say they have already 2,000, so they should be added with 5,000 equal to 7,000, added with 7,000 rupees, right? But let's say this update is failed, right? This update is failed. In this case, what happened? If this transaction is going to complete, what happened? Money deducted from my account, but that is not credited to the other guy account, right? So in that case, because this update statement is failed. So in this case, what happened? There is the inconsistency. I lost the money, right? So to avoid that, it will be entirely rollback, which means when it rollbacks at the end, this guy have 2000 and I will have 10,000 in my account. Got it, right? So this is the atomicity to ensure all the transactions should be completed, otherwise the entire transaction will be rolled back. Okay, fine. Next one is consistency. Okay, so this is like always move from one valid state to another state. Okay, no corrupt or invalid data is allowed. You cannot insert record that violate constraint. Okay, so this is something whatever activity you are doing in your database, that should be in the consistent at the end. Okay, so for example, let's say I have one foreign key with parent-child relation. It should not allow. If I am trying to directly going to update the child table, it will not allow because there is a relation. I need to update parent, then I need to update the child, right? So this is something consistency MySQL will guarantee. Okay, and isolation within a single time, there is lot of users can communicate with the MySQL. For example, the same time I am doing one transaction, the other guy doing one more transaction. Eventually, there are a lot of people are doing the transactions within the same time to the database. They are communicating with the database. So what this isolation property will ensure, each transactions will be isolated. They cannot interfere the result. Okay, that will be make sure by the isolation property. And finally, durability. Durability means whatever transaction I am doing in the database, whatever I'm doing in the database, that will be once it is committed or rolled back, that will be available for the lifelong long time. Okay, that is something like let's say, let me tell one example here. I'm doing transaction. My MySQL database is handling lot of transactions, and I got some issues like MySQL got crash or some issue. Somehow my MySQL is down. Okay, in this case, still MySQL will ensure whatever transactions was happened, that will be when your MySQL is coming back again, MySQL will ensure that transactions are safe. Whether it is committed, it will be applied to the data file. If it is not committed, it will be rolled back. Okay, there are few mechanism like within MySQL have redo log, undo log to manage this in better way. We will see that in our when we go to this architecture, InnoDB architecture topic, we will see this in deep. There are some related parameters also. Okay, fine. So MySQL will ensure MySQL is the complete asset complaint. It will ensure that your transaction is safe. Of course, there is some parameters that will add more, that will ensure more on this. So we will see that. We will see that one by one. Okay, fine. So this is about the asset. MySQL is completely asset compliant. Okay, so you are no worries. You are about learning the MySQL DBA course. You have a very good job market in the MySQL DBA. What I would say is just practice everything and yeah. So when you started practice, everything will be like you will feel like you are um, I mean you are learning this. Okay. So that is what I would say. Go to the recordings, all these things. It will be really helpful. Okay, fine. Now let's start with the installation. So I thought to explain the architecture first, but I don't want logical architecture first, but I don't want to mix the things. So let's go to the installation now. Then tomorrow session we will go through the logical architecture first. Then we will go through the next topics like logging, all these things. Okay. Fine. So you have different types of MySQL installation. These are the three major types. Apart from these three types, you have other options also. You can compile the source code. There you can define whether what is the feature you want to add or remove. That is most in the debug related thing, and if you are developing something, then that will be used. And you can deploy the MySQL in the Docker. There are different ways. Okay, but these are the three major types in the production environment we will get used to install the MySQL thing. Okay, so the first one is the repository based, and installing the packages manually, binary installation. Okay, so repository based means you will just create the link to your website. So this need the internet. Okay, if your environment does not have the internet, then repository based installation will not work. So this is very easy. You can easily manage your packages, but you need the internet. I aware that some of the not some most of the companies, they do not allow the internet on the DB environment. So most of the people's, they are not like not using this approach. But wherever we have the internet, I mean wherever whichever environment we are allowed with the internet, I would strongly recommend this approach only, because this is very very easy to manage the packages. Okay, you will just install the repository. Then once you install the repository, you are creating the link to all the packages in the website. Then whatever packages, you can directly install in the using the command. And the main advantage of the repository based installation is it will take care of the dependencies. You don't need to manually install the dependent packages. It will take care of everything. Repository based installation. Okay, and installing package manually, which is also something like let's say to run the MySQL server, we need few of the packages like MySQL server, client, common, plugins. So these are the dependent packages we need. So here you will just execute one command like yum install or apt install MySQL server. It will take care of everything. It will take care of installing all the dependent packages. At the end, you can just log in the MySQL. That's it. But here, installing packages manually means you need to manually install each and every package. You need to take it off manually. And whenever you are installing the package, if you are running into any dependency issues, you need to solve it. You need to manually download the package, or you need to manually install the dependent package first, then you need to try it again, something like that. Okay, so this is like I would say this is a little bit critical, but for this one you don't need the internet to download from the website, and you need to move the package, move or copy the package to the server, then you can start installing it. That's it. For the installation itself, we don't need the internet. Okay, and the final one is binary installation. This also you need to manually install the dependencies, if any. So this is like uh, you can define everything. Here also you can define the data directory, whatever you can define, but by default you cannot do that. But in the binary installation, you will download the binaries, I mean the packages which is needed to install the MySQL. You will download the binaries, then you will manually create every complete ecosystem like a base directory, data directory, a configuration file, log directory, everything. You can define your which locations you prefer. You can do that. Everything you can from the starting itself, everything you can define. Okay, we will see that. And this also does not need the internet, but you here also you need to install the dependency packages manually. Okay, these things are there. Let's see one by one. So yeah, so let me open my terminal. So here, this is my, yeah, so these are the VMs I have. I would like to show that our stack, maybe if someone is having the Mac. So this is just once you installed, you can directly go to this symbol, and you can give some name, let's say test machine. and you can choose the which OS you want. Here, CentOS or Debian, Fedora, Rocky Linux, even you have Kali Linux, Ubuntu, everything. Whatever you want, you can choose it, and which version you want, you can choose it. And you can, the main thing, I mean, main advantage what I'm saying is this one. I can choose the architecture, CPU architecture here. Okay, this is supported for x86-64. Okay, so you can choose the architecture, then you can just give create. That's it. It will spin up the VM maybe within a minute. Then you can just log in. That's it. Okay, this is very handy actually. I feel this ARP stack is very helpful for me nowadays. Since I am using since last 1 year, I think. This is really helpful. Before this, I was using multipass. Multipass, I think still I have. But the main thing issue with multipass for me is this is not supporting the cross architecture. This is only I'm able to create the machines for the ARM based machines. It is not supporting the x86-64 architecture. So nowadays I'm not using multipass. Mostly nowadays I'm relying on the ORBCTL only. Fine. So these are the three missions I have created for the today's session. So one is the MySQL hyphen repo, and another one is MySQL hyphen bundle, and another one is MySQL hyphen binary. Okay. Um, so I would also say if someone of you new to the Linux, we are not, to be honest, we are not going to cover the, I mean, Linux perspective. This is, we are focusing on MySQL related, right? So, but still, what I would say is, if you are struggling to understand any Linux commands, please ask the questions. We will try to address that as well. Okay. And also, within the video itself, we will get all the comments. So, just try to practice so that you will get understand of each of the commands. So any command you can just give man page or help. It will be really it will print all the options and descriptions about the options. So it will be helpful for your learning. But yeah, in case like if you want to try, if you are trying to understand some comments, please bring it up. Okay, fine. So this is currently I'm in my Mac terminal, and these are all my VMs I created. Okay, and now let's go to one by one. First of all, I am trying to log in the MySQL repo orb hyphen m MySQL repo. So this is how to connect the VM. Okay, so I'm just in there sudo su. Yes, so sudo su means I can switch to the root account. So there, that is the admin account. There you can do everything. So sorry, maybe I am explaining these commands because I there are few people's in our batch, they are not like comfortable with the Linux. So I'm just wanted to address that thing also. Okay, fine. So here release. Okay. So when to check what is the OS and what is the version you have, you can execute this command. So currently we are using the Ubuntu with 22.04. That is the jellyfish version. Okay. Now I have one server. I need to install the MySQL service here, and I have the internet, everything. So let's see how to install. Okay. So currently there is nothing. MySQL is nothing. dpkg hyphen l grep and MySQL. So dpkg-l means it will display the package list the package. What are the packages are installed? I'm just grabbing the MySQL, okay, from the complete list. So there is nothing installed now. So now, what is the repo based installation? What we see, first of all, I need to configure the repository. Then from that repository, once I configure the repository, I will get the link to all the packages. Then I can install what I want, right? Fine. So let's see how to install the repository first. Okay. So whatever package you want to install, you can just type MySQL community server in your browser and just go to the first link. Okay. On the first link, There you can choose the versions which you want. So this is the innovation release, and this is the older release, and this is the latest release. 8.4.7 is the uh, latest release, and then choose the operating system which you are having, where you want to install. So I have Ubuntu, so I'm choosing the Ubuntu Linux. Then select the version of my OS. I am using the Jellyfish, which is 22.04. I am choosing this. Okay. So once I am choosing this, it will list all the packages. This I will come on this. Okay. Then when I do the bundle and binary installation, I will come to here. Here, once you choose all these things, it is you can see this white color block, MySQL apt repository, right? This is apt repository is for the DB in Ubuntu. So you can see the option download now. So just click the download now, and this is the file you need to download. Just click download. But no thanks, just start my download. If I started my download, what happened? It will be downloaded in my laptop, not in my server, right? So what I need to do, just right click, copy link address, and you can directly download to your server. Just go to your server, wget. Wget is one of the command line. There you can download the packages remotely. Okay, from the server itself, I am just giving, and it is started downloaded. It is downloaded. You can see I'm just listing the package here using this command. You can see this is the MySQL apt config. This is downloaded now. Okay. Now, so for the Ubuntu based machine, it should be .deb for the RPM package .rpm. Have like that. Okay. And after I download, this is not, you can see the size is 18 KB, right? So this is not, I downloaded any server packages, nothing. This is just a link to my MySQL packages. Okay. So I need to install this first. To install dpkg hyphen I, to install, hyphen L means list, I to install, and I'm entering. Okay, there is some error. Dpkg. Okay, this is the dependency error. MySQL apt config depends on GNUPG package. So that this package is depend on this one. So what we need to do? We need to install this package first. Then we can try this one. Okay. So to this install this apt install. Apt is the command line to communicate with the repositories. Okay. Yeah. So the package is available. Just provide Y to install. So, if you are new to Linux, don't get confused. Just go through the recording again and again. Try it yourself. Just try in two to three times, then you will be get familiar with these commands. Okay, so no worries about it. So this is installed now. Okay, and now let me try this command dpkg-i mysql apt config. I am trying it. Yeah. So when it is now the installation is in progress, and it is asking so these are the packages are going to be available. I mean, it is going to create the link for these packages. I'm just giving OK. Now this command is completed. And whenever you are modifying anything in the repository, or if you are adding anything in the repository, or if you are removing any repository, it is mandatory to run command apt-get update. Okay, just update, so it will update the cache. So this is updated now. Now this is updated. So what we did, we downloaded the repository package from the MySQL website. We choose all the things like what we need, the version, MySQL version, OS. We choose the right OS version. Then we downloaded directly to the server using wget command. Then we install the package, right? And we also updated the repository cache. Now the next step is I need to find the package. How to find? Apt search MySQL community. Okay, so it will search all the MySQL community packages and it will display here. Okay, let me enter. Yeah, so now you can see MySQL community server, debug server, core, server core, MySQL community server, all client, MySQL community client plugins, all the packages are now available. You just need to install MySQL community server. That is the one provides the MySQL database. Okay, so now let me try to install apt install MySQL community server. Enter. See, when I am trying to install the MySQL community server, you can see the following additional packages will be installed. It will be installing all these packages because these are all the dependent packages to run the MySQL server. So with the repository based installation, as I mentioned earlier, it will find all the dependent packages and every packages will be installed. That is a complete package. It will be installed everything. Just a single command apt install MySQL community server. It will install everything for you. Okay. Now let me why yes, and I am proceeding. So the installation is in progress. Let me drag this here. Yeah. So it is asking to create the password for your root account. Root account is the admin account. Okay. I would strongly recommend to have some strong password. Okay. For me, I am for the manageability here. I am just giving some I mean less critical password, but I would recommend to have some strong password for your root account. Yeah, so the installation is about to complete. So once this installation is completed, we will go through the default files. Okay, so this is done. Installation is done. At the end, you will see this process triggers created, sibling, all these things. Until you do not see any error, you will be good. Okay, I'm clear. Now, to log in the MySQL, just type and enter MySQL. Okay, here what it is telling access denied. Okay, if your MySQL server is running and you are trying to connect the MySQL through the client, this is the MySQL client. Yeah, I would also show dpkg -l grep -i MySQL. This is the post installation. You can see these are all the MySQL packages are installed. These are all needed. So this is one we manually installed. This is the repository package. And this client, common, community client, client core, plugins, server core. All these packages are needed. These are all the complete package to run your MySQL server. And I can see these all are come with the 8.4.7 version. Fine. Now, my MySQL service is running. How to make sure that? So you have different options. You can check in the Linux process level, like MySQL. You can see this MySQL daemon. This MySQL D is the daemon of the MySQL process. So when it is running, your MySQL server is running. Okay, so this is the one thing, and you have different startup scripts like service, MySQL status. This is the one more thing. Here you can see it is active. Okay, this MySQL is active, and there is one more command systemctl status MySQL, right? Systemctl status MySQL. Here also you can see this is active. This is running, and this status scripts are coming from this file. You can see this is loaded from this file /lib systemd system mysql.service. Let's quickly go through that file what we have there. So if you see this startup script, you can see this basic information documentation, all these things are mentioned. Importantly, I would say this thing, and here also you always run MySQL user my group. I mean, your MySQL will run with this MySQL user and MySQL group. And these are the two important thing. So whenever you are doing this service MySQL stop, service MySQL start, service MySQL restart, or systemctl start, stop, status, not for status, but start, stop, restart. These two commands will be the uh, playing the role, right? Like, so what this will do, this is actually one of the script. This will do what the pre means. It will do all the pre-validations. Okay, which means it will check whether your MySQL directories have the right privileges or not. Any SC Linux or AppArmor or anything is blocking or not. You have the proper ownership for your files or not, and you have the proper files or not. Even like you have the proper data structure, everything is available or not inside the data directory. Everything is there or not. It will make sure all the things are proper. Once it is done, then this script will be call like MySQL D. This is the daemon. This will be triggered. So when it is successfully triggered, your MySQL DB is, I mean database is running. It will start the database. Okay. So this is the startup script. So here you can modify or you can define like whatever based on your you can customize this script. That's what I'm coming to say. And some kind of Linux based settings we will make here changes here. For example, limit no file. These things we will change in the startup script itself. These things I will show you later. Okay. Don't need to confuse now. For now, just aware of these things. Okay. So where this script, I mean, how, let's say you may have some question, right? Service MySQL start, how this, what is happening in the backend, where which are the files are going into, and how this it is getting started. That simple command, right? So just for that sake, I am showing that. That's it. Okay, fine. And okay, let me admit 1 second. Okay, so these are the different ways you can start, stop, or stop, restart, whatever. Let me do something with the so we see the status, right? Status MySQL. Now let me stop the MySQL service. Just to replace stop systemctl stop MySQL, and checking the status again. Status again. This is now inactive. You can see here this is inactive. And now I am starting back. Start. Okay. Yeah, so this is something like start, stop, status, restart. Just try it out, okay? Systemctl and service MySQL, and you can also manually trigger the MySQL D that we will see in the binary installation. Fine. Now, MySQL have some certain default directories. Okay, that is the next thing. For example, uh, where let me log in the MySQL first, then I will show that. Okay. So usually when I'm logging the MySQL, it is not allowing because we created the password. We created the password to log in the MySQL, right? You can see here using password, which is no. And whenever you are trying to log in the MySQL, if you are seeing the access denied, then it is related to your password, like credentials. Okay, maybe your username are wrong or password is wrong. But whenever you are trying to connect the MySQL, that time you are seeing cannot connect to the MySQL server. If you are seeing something like that, then there are few other thing that is not the issue with your credentials. That is the issue with your, maybe your database is not running, or you are trying to connect with the different socket. In that situation, MySQL will display here cannot connect to the MySQL server instead of access denied. Okay, so yeah, you can just make sure from this what error they, by reading the error itself, you can make sure about the MySQL status. That's what I'm coming to say. Fine. Now, usually we will use -u root and -p, which is the password we created. You can directly put the password here, but that is not recommended because whatever command you are doing here, that will be in your history, in your Linux history. So someone else, they can easily get your MySQL password. So this approach is not recommended, and it is strictly not recommended. Okay, in the production environment, this is not recommended. So you can use the password like this. Otherwise, you can just do like enter with a -p, small p, Then you can type the password also here. Once you type, you will be allowed to enter. Okay. Now here, instead of giving the slash u root, you can also like don't, if you are not giving the hyphen u, what happened? Root 123, it will be allowed, because what it will happen, it will pick your Linux user by default. If you are not explicitly providing hyphen u username, it will automatically pick your current Linux user, whichever user you are currently logged in the Linux, that will be picked. Okay, and it will use that user as a login. And if you want to connect some remote host, then you have different options like host. You need to provide the host name here, and u hyphen p, u means username here, and p, enter, then provide the password. Okay, so these all things you will get familiar when we are starting with the replication sessions. There we will mostly connect the servers remotely to do multiple things. Okay, so that time you will get more familiar on this. But now just this is like MySQL hyphen u root hyphen p. So I am trying to log in with the root user. I am on the root user in Linux level. Then you need to don't provide this also. Okay, just telling 123. Now I am able to log in. So once I am login, you can check the current status. Like if you provide slash yes, it will print the current connection related informations, which database version you are running. You are connected to the Unix socket. Local connection will be made in the socket only. So some information about it. Now I want to show select at base directory at data directory. So these are the two important directories. Okay. So these are this base directory and data directory. These are the two important two variables. There we can assign what could be my data directory and base directory. Fine. Now let me come to this cd user. This is my base directory. So if I'm going inside, so what is the base directory means? Base directory will contain uh, all the packages, libraries, supporting scripts. It will contain all these things to install the MySQL service. Okay. For example, if you see here, this base directory will contain all the MySQL related library files, all these things. Okay. For example, if you see here lib MySQL, yeah, here you can see the plugin directory and private directory. These are all the scripts, like command line scripts you can use to communicate with the MySQL. For example, this MySQL bin log utility client, admin. All these are the utilities. Okay, and for one more thing, like ls share. Here you can see the MySQL shared folders. These are all the MySQL shared folders. So what I am coming to say here is this is slash user is our base directory. What is base directory means? It will contain all the library files, scripts, and utilities which are needed to run your MySQL, run and install the MySQL server. Okay, that is about the base directory. It will this is kind of installation script. Whatever packages you need to build the MySQL, that will be here. And here, what is the data directory means? Where lib MySQL is your default data directory. CD means change directory. Okay. So here, once I'm entering in that particular directory, I can list the files and I can see all these are the available files. So don't ever remove any files from your base directory and data directory. Okay. So if you are removing mainly if you are removing from some base directory, we can fix it. We can download the binaries and we can fix it. But if you are removing anything in your data directory, it will be impact more. Okay, because if you are removing something, you may lose your database may be corrupt. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful when you are handling your data directory. So I would strongly recommend don't remove anything manually. Okay, even if you have your bin logs here, don't directly remove with the rm command. Okay, you have the different commands to remove the binary logs, right? So let here you can see some folders also, right? For example, this performance schema, and this is one more sys schema, sys folder. So you are seeing some folders, right? So these are all the MySQL folder. So these are all the database folder. For example, if you log in the MySQL root 123, right? Show schemas or show databases, whatever command it will work. So you can see this MySQL performance schema, sys, all these three database. You can see here, you can see the folders for each database. For let me create one database, create database batch 5. Okay, I created this database and you can see this batch 5 is listed here now. And let's see ls, you can see where is that? Yeah, so you can see the batch file is created here. So for each of your database inside the data directory folder, physically it will create one folder. Okay, and in case if I am creating any tables inside that batch file, create table, let's say t1 id int primary key. Okay, so I just created one table. You can list the tables using show tables command. Okay, now inside this batch 5, if I am list, I can see the table file is created. So whatever now I am inserting, whatever modification I am doing against the T1 table, that will be stored here. This is the table space. I believe is the table space. We will see that in the physical architecture. We will see that in deep. Okay. So yeah, so this is about your data directory and base directory. Base directory is something, it will have all the packages which is which needs to install the MySQL. Data directory is, it contains the data, actual data, whatever data you have, whatever data you created, whatever data you are managing, and the supporting files like this IB data, IB temp on redo logs, everything is here, right? So this contains all of your data as well as the supporting files to run your database. Okay, which means data wise, because this IB data, it will store data when like whenever you are doing some transaction, IB data one is the part of that, right? It has this dictionary, system dictionary still, right? And this IB temp, whenever you are running some files, it will store the temporary data, right? So we will cover all these files. We have the dedicated session for the InnoDB physical files. There we will cover all these files in deep. But now just be aware. These are the like default data directory and default base directory, and what is data directory and what is base directory. Now one more another important thing is MySQL config. Okay, Ubuntu Debian based system, the default MySQL config will be inside the /etc/MySQL folder. There you will find all the MySQL related parameters, MySQL configs related. In your Red Dot CentOS machine, the default MySQL config is /etc/my.cnf. For Ubuntu or Debian /etc/MySQL/my.cnf. Okay. Now you can see there is lot of other files also here, right? You may get like what is that? So this is your default my.cnf file. So when you open this file, you are seeing nothing, that parameters, nothing is defined here. But what you see at the end, you are seeing this include directory, right? Include directory, which means by default, when you are starting the MySQL service or initializing the MySQL service, by default it will check the file /etc/MySQL slash my.cnf. This file will be checked by default. But inside this file, if you have this include directory option, then it will also check these two folders, and if any files with .cnf extension, that will be also read when you are starting the MySQL service. For example, I came to one of this include directory folder. This is the folder, and there I can see one more cnf file, right? MySQL d.cnf file. Now you can see here it is, the options are defined, right? This log error, data directory option, this all are defined here, and all this InnoDB and system related parameters should be written under the group MySQL D. Okay, so this is the MySQL D group. You have different groups, my client, MySQL, and for backups, MySQL dump. There are different groups are there. We will see that. But yeah, all the system related parameters, InnoDB related parameters should be written under MySQL D group. Okay. Somehow, if you're actually, I have this experience. Initial time I was making some changes, parameter change, and I keep restarting the MySQL service, but that changes was not getting applied. So laterly, I realized that I was making that change under the client client group. So actually, the parameter that is something InnoDB related parameter. I was making the change. I was putting under the client group, so it was not taken effect. So, uh, when you were starting the MySQL service, I mean that prescript, right? We see that prescript that will read all the parameters under MySQL D group, and it will apply that value. Whatever you have defined in the MySQL D group, that values will be applied when the MySQL service is getting started. Okay, so you need to make sure all the parameters should be placed in the MySQL D group. Okay. Now this is also one more confusion. I made the change in the my.cnf, but it got overwritten. This is also some scenarios. For example, let's do one testing here. For example, root 1 to 3. Okay. Let's check one of the parameter value. For example, I'm checking for select at max underscore connections. The value is 151. The default value is 151. I have it. Okay. Now I'm modifying etc MySQL my.cnf file. Here we don't have the MySQL D group, right? So I am adding one group. For example, I am creating the MySQL D group here. MySQL D. Hmm, and I am putting max underscore. Okay, let me accept 1 second. Max underscore connections equal to 100. I am putting 100 here. Okay. Now I am applied this. So whatever changes you are making in the CNF config file physically, you need to restart the MySQL service. Then only it will get applied. But max connection is the dynamic parameter. We have different set of parameters, dynamic, static. We will cover that. Okay. So now I put this config value in the my slash etc MySQL my.cnf. Now let me restart service MySQL restart. The restart is done. Now I am login the MySQL root 1 2 3, and I am checking this value again. Now you can see this is 100. Previously it was 151. Now it is 100 because we know we put this value in the CNF. Now one more thing. I have this file, right? MySQL d.cnf. This is mentioned in the include directory section. So here I am providing another value for the same parameter. Max underscore connections equal to, let me put some 125 here. 124. Okay. Now I am going to restart my MySQL service again. Now I have different value. For example, in the slash here, slash etc MySQL my.cnf grep max. Here we have 100, and here we have 124, right? Now let me restart again. Service MySQL restart. Yeah, and reconnect. I'm checking the value. You can see 124. So you got this, right? So what it happens by default, MySQL will read the config under slash etc MySQL my.cnf. So when it reads that config under the MySQL D, it find max underscore connection equal to 100, and it applies that value first. Then once this value got read, then it is checking the include directory. Include directory, here we did not provide anything, but in this directory we have one more config. So there we have, for the max connection we have the different value. So this is the max connection value read finally, last read by the MySQL, right? So after the MySQL start, it initialize that value. It will read the my.cnf first, and it will apply all the values there. If you do not have the include directory, then it should be like, let me edit this again. I'm just hide these values, hide this include directory here. Okay, I think, yeah, it is hidden. So I just hide this value, and now I am restarting again. And let me check now. You can see it is 100. So you got this, right? So why I am telling is this also I have some in my starting time, I was not aware of this include directory, and I was struggling a lot to fix the parameters, like why it is not taking, why it is not taking. So this is about it. Like when you have the include directory, you need to make sure within those directory if you have any files with .cnf extension. If you have something there, then you need to verify there as well. If there is any parameters or overrating, all these things you need to verify. Okay, fine. So this is about my.cnf. So the my.cnf is completely, we maintain the configurations for about your MySQL, for your MySQL database. We will maintain the entire config in the my.cnf. Okay, this is the configuration file. InnoDB related parameter, cache, buffer, whatever, this port change, whatever directories, whatever that we will maintain in the my.cnf file. Okay, and any file with .cnf will be taken care. And if you have the file with include directory, you need to make sure to check those files also. Okay, fine. So these are the three major part: base directory, data directory, my.cnf. Base directory is it contain all the packages to install your MySQL. Data directory is it will contain all the data, your production data or your test data, but it is the data about your database and table. Okay, and finally configuration file, my.cnf file. Okay, so there we will maintain the entire configuration to run your MySQL database. Okay, so this is about the basic thing you should be aware. And we have different other files also: error log file, slow query log, general log. All these things we will be addressed one by one. Okay, so this is about the repository based installation. I think we have some time. We will try to address the bundle installation as well. Okay, the next installation as well. So for this, as I mentioned, in the repository based installation, you should need the internet. Okay, need internet. The next one is installing the packages manually, which is the bundle. Okay, I will show that. So here I am coming out of this server. I am logging the another server, which is the MySQL bundle. So this is also mostly peoples are using this kind of installation approach where they do not have the internet. Okay. Within the server, they if they do not have the internet, then mostly peoples are preferring to use the bundle. Manually installing the packages. This approach. Okay. So here also, uh, we need to download the packages first. So there we first configure the repository, we download the repository, then we set up the repository, then we find the package, then we install it. Here we need to download the packages first, then we can start installing them. Okay. MySQL community server, I'm just clicking the first link, and here also I need to choose 8.4.7 LTS, and this is my Ubuntu version is 22.04. And so previously we did downloaded this repository file. Now what we need to do, we need to, you can see this all are the packages only. MySQL server package 29.3 MB, and this is the client utility 57.9 KB, client utility. Okay, for the different architecture, that is 2.1 MB. So you will find all the packages separately. You can download them one by one. That is also possible. You can do, but the feasible approach is this one, bundle. You might find one package like bundle. So which means it will have all the packages inside. So you can just, instead of downloading the packages one by one, you can directly hit download button for the bundle, and just the same approach, copy link address, go to your server and do wget and download it directly on your server instead of downloading locally. Okay. So as I mentioned, bundle based installation, you don't need the internet, but here the main thing is you need to address all the dependencies manually. In the repository based installation, we just given to install the MySQL, we just given apt install MySQL hyphen server, MySQL hyphen community hyphen server. That's it. It was finding all the dependency packages, and when the command is getting end, it installed everything and the MySQL service was running, right? But here, that is not the same scenario. Here, first of all, we need to download the package. Then you need to move or copy to your server, target server where you are going to install the MySQL. Okay. Once that is done, you need to extract the package. Once you extract the package, you will find lot of packages inside that. Okay. Then you need to manually install them one by one. Okay, that is the approach. So here the installation is completed. Once the installation is completed, if you see, this package is there, right? So this is the actually bundle. Now this is tar, right? So first we need to extract this tar hyphen xvf MySQL. Okay. So once I extracting this package, you can see these are the different packages now available. See, after I extracted, you can see all these packages are now available. So you remember this, right? For example, when we are doing the repository based installation, so dpkg-l grep-i MySQL and the repository based installation. When we install the MySQL server, it installs all these packages: MySQL community server, core, community, client plugins, client core, client common. All these packages are installed by itself. Now, in the bundle installation, you have all these packages available now: MySQL community server package, server core package, client package, plugins package. All these packages are available. You need to install them manually. Okay, there it will take care of, I mean, the single command was take care of all the dependent packages. Here we need to take care of it one by one. Let's see. Okay, so we have this thing. So first our to run the MySQL server, we need MySQL server package, right? So let's try to install that first. MySQL community server, MySQL hyphen community hyphen server 8.4.7. Let me try to install this. Let me accept. Let let me try to install this dpkg hyphen I to install the package dpkg hyphen I. I am trying to install. See, there is lot of dependency problem. MySQL community server depends on MySQL common. MySQL community server depends on MySQL client. Depends on MySQL community server core, right? And MySQL community server depends on PAL package, and it is depends on PSMyMISC package. So there are lot of dependency error when I am trying to install the MySQL community server package. So now let's try to solve the dependencies one by one. Okay, so the first dependency is, what is that? MySQL common. MySQL community server depends on MySQL common. So let's try to install the MySQL common first. Okay, dpkg hyphen I MySQL common. This package is also one of the package from the bundle. Okay, MySQL common. Here you can see MySQL common. It is there. So let's try to install this first. I am trying to install the MySQL command. It is installed. Okay, it is installed. You can see there is no error, dependency error. It is setting up MySQL command. So when it is comes setting up, it is installed. And now let me try to install the MySQL community server again. Okay, we solved this dependency. One of the this dependency we solved. Let me try to install it again. Now you can see MySQL community server depends on MySQL client. Okay. Anyhow, this MySQL common dependency is now resolved because we already installed it. Now what is the dependency error? It is depends on MySQL client. Fine. Now let's try to install MySQL client dpkg -i MySQL client. This also one of the package, okay, which we downloaded. Okay, now if I am trying to install MySQL client package, it also has some dependencies. MySQL client depends on MySQL community client. Okay, so then in this case, let me install MySQL community client first. dpkg -i MySQL community client underscore 8.4.7. Let me try to install this first. Okay. Okay. So when I'm trying to install the MySQL community client, for that also I have one dependency. MySQL community client depends on MySQL community client core. Let me try to install this one. See how difficult it is. Client core. I am trying to install the MySQL community client core. That also has some dependency. MySQL community client core depends on MySQL community client plugins, right? Then dpkg -i plugins. I am trying to install the plugin now. Okay, finally MySQL community client plugin package is installed. It is setting up. So we resolve this dependency for this one, MySQL community client core, right? Now let me try to install the community client core. Community client core. It is also installed now. MySQL community client core is also installed now. Now let me try to install my MySQL community client. MySQL community client is also now installed because we are solving the dependency one by one. Now let me install MySQL. Okay, client core is installed, client is installed. Now I'm trying to install MySQL client. MySQL client is also installed. So now finally I'm trying to install MySQL server, MySQL community server. MySQL community server I'm getting again few other dependency. MySQL community server depends on MySQL community server core. So let me try to install MySQL community server core. It have dependency with different packages. MySQL community server core depends on this libio package, and there are few dependency package. This package you can directly install from the Ubuntu repository itself. Apt install this package, And again, MySQL community server code depends on this package. And again, this is depends on this package. See, maybe it is confused. So this is just like we are trying to solve the dependencies one by one. Okay, we need to go one by one. Flow should be one by one. Uh, and once we solve install the dependency package, you can try to install the package. That's it. If it is giving the another dependency error, try to solve the dependency first, then install the package. That's it. That is what we are doing here. Okay. So when you are practicing this a couple of times, it will be really handy to you. Okay. Fine. So now we install this one also. Now let me try to install apt install the command packages. Okay, so this has some other dependency also, which is Perl. I'm including Perl and depends psmisc. I am including that as well. Now I am going to install all these packages. It also depends different packages, depends Perl models, putting that, and library Perl package. I am putting all together, and there are few more. This is actually the I mean thing with the this one, the manual package installation. This, see here also, see, I have the internet, so I am installing these packages, just doing apt install. But if you do not have the internet and you don't have these packages available in your server, you need to again manually download. You need to find this right package in your website with the right version. If the version is also different, then it will again it will be the problem. It will not accept it. So this is the one thing, you need to maintain your packages perfect, if and in case if you are going with this kind of installation approach. Okay. Yeah, now finally this I find all this insta dependency packages one by one, which is just given by the command itself. I'm not manually doing anything. So whenever it giving some packages, depends, I'm just putting that here. That's it. Putting all the dependent packages together, and I'm just installing them. That's it. Okay. So when it is done, it will install your MySQL server as well, because you already tried to install the MySQL server, right? So it will be in the cache. The package will be unpacked already. It was just waiting for to solve the dependencies. So when you are installing all the dependencies, at the end your MySQL server will be installed. So I'm just giving the password here, root 123 123. So at the end, your MySQL server will be installed here. Okay, let it complete. So it is done, and MySQL -p root 123. I am able to log in, and I can see the status, and I can see the schemas, and the uptime is 14 seconds, right? And let's verify this dpkg-l grep-i MySQL to verify the packages are installed. You can see all these packages are installed here as well. We did install manually one by one, right? We did install manually one by one. And with this bundle, when you are installing the packages directly also, the same default will be established. For example, etc mysql my.cnf, it will be there, and your default data directory should be var lib mysql. This is your default data directory, and your default base directory should be /user. There you will find all your installation script. So this every default should be same in the repo and the bundle. But the next installation type, which is the binary based installation type, we need to define our data directory, we need to define our base directory, we need to define our CNF location, and this startup script we need to create it manually. Like with the binary installation, service MySQL start and systemctl start stop MySQL, it will never work by default. We need to create it our startup script manually. Okay. But this bundle based and repository based, these all things are there. Service MySQL, status, these all things comes by. default everything you can easily manage it. But the main thing when people are going this manually installation is when they do not have the internet on their server, which is internet is not allowed wherever they prefer. They do not have other choice actually. They need to go with the bundle based installation, otherwise the binary installation. Yum is not Yum or apt through the repository is something not possible, because to install or maintain the packages through the repository you need the internet. Okay, cool. I think I have one more installation, but I want to cover this in detail, binary installation, because this is something we will do. We will configure everything. So it might take some 30 minutes to cover this. So, Ashri, I think already on 8, right? So maybe we can close the session until this. We will start with the binary installation tomorrow. Okay, and maybe if you have any questions, we can discuss for some time.
Shri,
Yeah, hi.
uh, this repo installation you using root user, right?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Suppose I want to use another user, that time what
Another,
needs to
uh,
suppose MySQL user. Suppose I
I
have created one MySQL user and I want to install with MySQL user.
yeah, for the MySQL user, I think you need the complete privilege, because you cannot simply run the installing or uninstalling the packages with the normal Linux users. So if you are planning to do everything with the MySQL user, then you need to make sure you have the complete privilege for that MySQL user. I
Okay,
mean, complete admin privilege to manage the packages in the OS level. When you have that privilege, then you can do that.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, three. The root user is available, right? At OS level, DB level, one root is available, and OS level root is available, right? Both are different, right?
Yeah, yeah, both are different, correct. Actually, here you can log, this is the Linux level. Who am I, right? Linux level root. And when you log in the MySQL, uh, there is one table, right? Select user comma host from MySQL dot user table. You will find the root user here as well in the DB level itself.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, both are different. But what I'm telling is, when you are not giving explicitly not giving this hyphen u means the user. If you're not giving any user explicitly, whatever user you are using here, that will be take up. For example, see here now, if I am trying to log in with this user, you can see access denied for user PostgreSQL, because PostgreSQL is my username.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It will just by default it will pick your Linux username as
Mhm.
a default if you did not provide the user explicitly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how to give all privileges to MySQL user?
I'm literally not sure, man, but I think there is one file etc password. Yeah, I think this is the file. So
Schedule.
here I think you need to manage the user. Otherwise, there is one more VI sudo something. Yeah, VI sudo. This is the other file. See here you can see this root user have all this, all this, right?
Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah. Here you need to add the user which like MySQL user in the similar way how the root is defined. You need to do for your user as well. But you can also try sudo instead of switching to root user. You can directly give them. You can let like this sudo apt install something like that. That also you can get from that, but yeah, that all from your sysadmin. You need to check with that how you can do that in the effective way. But yeah, this is the something that you need to update the vi sudo file to get the entire complete access for your MySQL user. But I would also not recommend to uh, have that complete privilege for the MySQL user. Any challenges why you are preferring to maintain the packages with MySQL user?
Because Unix team also use root user, right?
No,
So
you are actually
mm,
you are installing with the root user, but see your files which are managed by MySQL, everything will have the MySQL ownership, right? Oh,
correct, correct.
yeah,
But
yeah.
when you start, stop, and restart services, you require also root user permissions.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying.
Okay, so you want to, but usually I think the general recommendation is MySQL user should be created without login. Um,
So yeah, I think they require the super admin privilege before they're doing any like the installation and restart the service. And that's why root user is the working as a super admin. No?
I'm not getting you properly. Can you please repeat?
I am just asking that we have required the super admin privilege. Could we restart the MySQL service or anything else? And we required to install the MySQL of any server. So we require the super admin privilege. So here is the root is the working as a super admin.
Yeah, so he need the super admin privilege, you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is something we can do. We can do by editing this pseudo file, all these things. But I'm just trying to understand why that is required to manage everything in the MySQL user.
No, actually, like depend on the environments. Like generally, as a DBA, we don't get the root access in real time environment, right? Maybe that's why he's asking the separate user for the installation and the data directory for the same user.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you can go SUI from MySQL, switch user MySQL, and then you can connect directly prompt to the MySQL, I guess.
Correct. But if you are installing RPM installation, this so when we
Mhm.
start stop services,
Means
that
actually,
should
friend,
always happen.
like it requires a lot of background. It required a lot of background, lot of configuration is needed to change the user. Because when we are installing the repository or binary installation, all the binaries will be pointing to the root directory. So that's why this installation is different, and our real-time installations are different
I
as per
also
my as per my experience.
Yeah. So I also see some of the servers in my previous experience, they maintain the entire MySQL environment with the MySQL user. They run the backup, everything they will do using the MySQL user only. Um, but yeah, maybe I will get back to you on this tomorrow. Otherwise, meanwhile, today when I have some time, how to do that with the MySQL user if you really want this.
Yes, because in my environment, someone Unix team member stopped the MySQL services because he has a root access.
Mhm.
That's why.
But definitely this manage installing, deleting these packages, I would definitely go with the root user only. But apart from that, this start service, stop service, these things I think uh, you can take it with the MySQL user. That's what I am thinking. That is on my head. Let me check for this. So you can just have the permission to stop manage your service. That is fine, right? You don't want to manage any packages, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So that is something we can, yeah, that is something possible, but still allowing the MySQL user in the shell, MySQL shell, that in the Linux level, Linux shell I'm telling, that is also not recommended setting. I will go through the documents. I will get back to you. What is the recommended approach for this? Okay.
Yes, yes, Shri.
Yeah. Maybe we will discuss this in tomorrow session before we start.
Hello, sorry.
Hey,
Hello.
hi, yeah. Hi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, man.
Sir, normally after a fresh MySQL installation, we use the temporary password from the log file. But in today's session, you were able to log in without using temporary password. Could you
Yeah.
please explain me which method you configuration you use?
Yeah, that is correct. So when we are doing with the installation on Ubuntu servers, Ubuntu or Debian servers, while the installation, it will ask to set the password. You may see in the white screen, right? It was asking the password and it was asking to re-enter the password as well. You notice
Yes,
that? Yeah.
yes, yes.
So there itself, we will reset the password in the Ubuntu and Debian based, I mean, this package based installation. But tomorrow, when we see this binary based installation, there we will get the temporary password from the error log. We will get there and we will reset the password.
Okay.
And yeah. And for Red Hat and CentOS,
Yeah,
this,
active.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, you can. Yeah, actually, he's asking like in Linux Red Hat environment, we will get the password in the log file.
error log, yeah.
I think,
Yes,
and
yes.
also the version specific also important. This is 847, right? Like
Mm.
minor versions like 8043 or 804236. So there we will get in log file, I guess.
No,
Is it
no,
correct, Sri?
8.4.7 also we will get the password in the error log file only.
Log, okay.
We will see that in tomorrow session. But here the thing is, on this Ubuntu and Debian based machines, when we are installing through using through the packages, on the installation, I mean, while it is getting installed, that time itself, it will ask us to reset the password on the prompt. So we don't need to go to error log and get the password and reset again. That is not needed. And while it is installing the MySQL service, that time itself it will ask us to reset the password. You might see that white screen, right? We enter the password 2 times and given the enter. But this is not,
Hello.
yeah.
In a data directory where we store the databases, in the database, I have only seen the .ibd, and there is also the .frm thing also, right? So
Uh,
why that is not here?
no, actually, FRM is not in the later releases. It is before 8, I think, 5.7. There we have we maintain FRM is for the structure to maintain
Structure,
the,
right? Yeah.
yeah, table structure, all these things. But in the latest versions, we do not maintain the FRM from the MySQL 8 onwards. That everything is incorporated in the IBD file itself. Hello.
Shakti sir, going forward, can we have a sessions in Oracle Linux RHL 8 or 9 instead of Ubuntu? Will it be any like because most of the environments will be
RHEL,
having RHL 8 or 9?
yeah, if there is something specifically you want to see in RHL, completely I'm okay. We can do that. I can create some missions on AWS and we can do that. But here you can see this R stuck that do not have the support to RHL. I think Oracle is fine, right?
I think RHL and CentOS is like you can go with the
Yes.
CentOS.
Oracle is fine. OEL Linux, Oracle Enterprise Linux. But it requires the cost maybe.
If
What is this Oracle? I think this is
Yeah,
Oracle.
that only. Oracle Linux.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we can do this Oracle. And if you want to really, you want to see something, any exact scenario you want to see in the RHL, completely fine. I will create the missions from the AWS EC2 missions. I will create and we can do it.
Yeah, because most of the environments are using real time in RHL only.
Yes, you can go ahead with Oracle Linux. Almost most of the commands are same like RHEL
Sure.
instead of Ubuntu.
We will.
Actually,
Yeah.
all real-time environments, they go with Oracle Linux or RHL Linux.
Sure, man. Of course. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. So if there is anything we can discuss, otherwise, uh, we can finish.
Hey, one suggestion, Sri, from my side. So instead of going 1.5 hour continuously, just if you go with this one 30 minutes or 45 minutes, after that, if you give an 10, 15, 10 minutes for questionnaires, that would be good actually.
Okay.
Even continuously going 1.5 hour and then taking questions at the last, at least take any doubts, just you can in between.
Understand. Sure. We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, if
Uh,
it is one topic completes, in that if you have
Yeah.
any doubts, we will ask one by one.
Sure. Sure. We can do that.
Right. And in the bundle-based installation,
Yeah.
after we get wget, after we download the bundle,
Okay.
we got the like 15 to 16 packages over there, right?
Yes.
So instead of installing all of them, solving the dependencies, we can go with the five packages, right? Common client plugins,
Yeah.
community client, and server sequentially.
Yes.
So why we need to install all of the packages?
They are actually not needed to run your MySQL server database itself. You need the MySQL server package. That is enough. But when you are trying to connect the MySQL using the MySQL client or MySQL dump, MySQL admin, so for these utilities will come from the MySQL client package. So we are just installing what we need. That's it. So if you want to install all the packages, that is still possible. You can do that, but they are usually not needed. They you may see some debug related packages. All these things are there, right? So until it is not necessary, you don't need to have it. That's it. But still, if you want, you can do that. Got my point, right? I think most of the this apart from this test suite, this test, this is also test. Uh, Yeah, mostly apart from that, we mostly installed all the packages, right? We did not missed anything much. So these are all the test and debug related packages. So we just ignore this. That's it. You got it, right? Still, if you want to install this test, you can do that, but it is not needed. That is the point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. If you are getting confusion, you can get the reference mostly client, common, server plugins. These are the four packages we need to have to run the MySQL server. You can get the reference from any of the repository based installation as well. If you are s- getting confused, like what are the packages really needed, you can get the reference from any of the repository, or you can do one quick installation in your repository. You can get the reference. But these are the common thing, common server, client, plugins. That's it to run your MySQL server effectively. If you want to debug something, then you can go with the debug related this packages debug. These are all the packages which you can run your MySQL in the debug mode.
So there's one more question. After installation,
Hmm.
suppose we are in a system and I need to know what kind of installation have been done on the system.
Hmm.
So how can I get to know that? Like, is the installation is from the like bundle based installation? Is it a YAM or DNF based installation? Like,
Okay. So you can check the repository. Like if you have the repository configured, then it should come with the repository based. Otherwise, if you like okay, so you are asking just checking the package how to understand something like that, right?
yeah, right.
Okay, you can this one is quickly like for the binary based installation, you can easily get understand because you will not see the packages here maybe yum list installer, rpm qa or dpkg-l. it will not it will never list any packages here. So you can conclude that is the with the binary based installation. That is one understanding. And repository and manual package installation, that is something you can check it from your repository, like whether the repository is configured or not. That based on that you can understand. But to understand that in more detail, let me check and get back. Maybe is there any other way for that? You can easily differentiate the binary installation, but this repository based and this bundle installation, as it have the same packages installed and it will display in the dpkg manager, it may confuse you. I will check for that. Is there any other approach to understand that better?
Why we go with the bundle installation and repository installation? Is it real time? Are we going to install by using these two methods by any chance, or are we going with only binary installation?
So mostly people will use the repository based installation when they have the internet on their server.
No, in real time, sorry. In real time, there won't be internet on your servers, right?
On the production
Can't
scenario, you mean, right?
production or
Hmm.
this one, any environment actually, they don't, we can't access the internet on live servers.
Okay.
So generally, we go with the binary installation, right? So what is
Yes.
the difference actually
We
instead
have
of
limited time internet provided for on the live servers, right? So what we can do for that?
There are different things actually. Some organizations, they maintain their own repo and they have their internet access within their uh, private network. For their own repository, they have the access. There you can perform the installation based on the repository, like using the
Mhm.
apt install or m install, whatever. You can do that still.
Is it for
And
time saving purpose? We are going with that repository installation.
what I would say is that is something you can easily manage the thing. You will not rely on the dependencies. That is the main thing. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, let's say if you are planning some upgrade, when if you are installing new server, that is fine. You can take your own time. But let's say if you are doing some upgrade or in place upgrade, whatever, if you are doing performing something, in that situation, if you are in the trouble like with the dependencies, then solving that will take, at least it will take some time. You may not complete within the even though if you tested everything, you have the proper steps, still we cannot 100% sure on that approaches. So that is the one thing. So why mostly the repository based thing is preferred is that is something you can easily manage your packages. That is the one thing. Yeah, and
Mandatory is internet is required to
yeah,
access that, right?
internet is required. As I mentioned, you can have your own repository and you can access it with some proxy within your network. That is also some organizations, bigger organizations, they are doing this also.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you ask me, the most reliable and not harming approach is this one, this binary installation. You can quickly do your upgrade, everything, that is something quick possible. But still, there also at the first point of time, we need to manually perform this dependency installation. Anyhow, we will discuss that tomorrow, that related to the binary installation thing.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
When will we receive the recording for today's session?
Yeah, I will upload right away, but I have one work. I need to recollect all your email IDs. I will
Oh, okay.
you share the access. Maybe if possible, can you please send the email in the group?
Okay. Sure.
Uh, if you are okay. Otherwise, it is fine. I will go through the entire chat also. That is something possible. I will go through the entire chat. I mean, I missed to collect the emails in sheet before. So once I collect all the emails, I will share the access. I will do that in 1 or 2 hours. That's it.
Okay, okay, sure.
Yeah. Cool, guys. Anything else?
Shakti Vishnath here.
Hi, Vishwanath.
Can you you are doing on that Oracle OS, right? Along with that, can you do like as you said, EC2? You can spin up an EC2 instance on that rail environment. We can do that. That the third.
EC. Okay, so EC2. So what you want to
No, no, on that
see?
EC2, we'll install that. The tomorrow you are explaining, right? The third part of
Binary.
installation, binary
Binary.
installation. Yeah,
Okay, you want to see it on the EC2 machine, right?
yeah. It would be better for me
Okay,
on my end.
for EC2, which OS you prefer?
RHL.
Okay, Red Dot, Red Dot. Okay. So we do not have Red Dot here, so you want to spin up one machine on EC2, AWS console, and you want to do there, right? RHL.
Yeah,
Sure, we will do that. Yeah,
thank you.
cool. Cool. Anything else, guys?
Like
Cool.
whomever having the some people don't have the Macs, right? Whomever having Windows mission, will you share the respective softwares in Drive, or we need to download Drive like separately?
Yeah, I think it is available, right, in the open source. So these are the Windows, I think
VMware
mostly VMware. So
and
yeah, Oracle, VMware. But previously, I was easily manage this background. That Windows PowerShell is there, right? PowerShell and Windows Terminal. Yeah, Windows Terminal. Then
Mhm.
there you can integrate the Ubuntu, Windows Terminal.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there is some easy steps. So once you done that, Windows Terminal with Ubuntu, Windows subsystem. Yeah, this one. For yeah, just go through this. There are some useful blog. So you can integrate the Ubuntu on your Windows terminal. Once you are done with that, then you can easily install the Vagrant and VMware in your Ubuntu terminal itself. You can manage your VMs there better way. I found one useful blog before when I was implementing this Ubuntu terminal on Windows. This is the one I think. Ubuntu terminal on. Yeah, I think this is the one. I think this will have the entire steps. So just go through it. I will send this link in our group. Just go through this. This will be really helpful on maintaining the VMs on the Windows environment. I will share this
Okay.
link in our group. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Um, so thanks for joining. Let's connect tomorrow the same time, and we will move forward with the binary installation. So I will create one EC2 machine, RHEL, and we will see the binary installation with that. So you want to see how to spin up the EC2 machine in AWS, or just I can create the machine and we can bring connect? Who were asking that?
Vishwa here.
Yeah. So you want to also see how to spin up the EC2 machine in the AWS console, or I can create and we can you just want to see the installation approach in the RHEL.
In both way, it is fine. Like if anybody like
Okay. Hello. 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 Hello?
Yes.
Hey, sorry, actually, my internet issue. Cool. I think we will connect tomorrow. Okay, I will upload the recording. Yeah, we will take it forward from tomorrow. See you guys then. Bye. Thank you.
I have one small question.
Yeah,
If
yeah. So,
yeah, yes. Like, is there will be any major difference if you use or a Oracle Linux or a Ubuntu Linux? Well, I'm little familiar with Ubuntu Linux, so just wanna ask you.
okay, I can see these comments are different between these two things. So there are some blogs which are telling like this Ubuntu like performance wise like but I am really not okay with that. That is all depends on our parameters and what we are doing with that. But I think this RHL is a enterprise thing. You may get the direct support from the creators who created the OS.
Mhm.
Ubuntu, you need to rely on the community. Uh, and this command line, all these things are different. I do not find anything major.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Thank you then. Bye.